And I kept pushing them to the mic, sending them to the mic. The time was passing. The time was passing. And I came up with the decision that I was not going to speak. That the devil, the white man, that his media would come out saying that we waited for this hate speech all day long. And Khalid Muhammad didn't say a mumbling word at the Million Youth March. I didn't feel that I had to speak that day. I felt that the work spoke for itself. I felt that the overwhelming success of the Million Youth March spoke for itself. We fought opposition on a daily and consistent basis. It was a protracted struggle. And we won at every point and on every level. To shut down the subways, to keep our people from coming. After they filled up, it was supposed to be 3 more blocks added to that. Fill up that area, 3 more blocks added to that. The devils were going to make sure that they controlled the propaganda so that they controlled the numbers of the crowd. They were going to turn away thousands upon thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of our people at all of the cross streets, and again affect the attendance by shutting down the subways. They wanted to do all of that, so I was not going to speak. Brother Attorney Malik Shabazz and I went back and forth on the stage about that. He kept saying, but you have to speak. We got to save at least an hour for you. I said, well, we don't have but 4 hours. I can't take an hour. He said, well, at least 30 minutes. This is going on back and forth on the stage. He said, I'm not going to call anybody else. I'm going to call you. I said, if you call me, I'm just going to call all these brothers and sisters standing in line here on the stage. He said, but the people will be hurt if you don't speak. I said, trust me. Let's go with it this way where I don't speak at all. About 10 or 15 minutes or whatever time it was, I don't really know. We can time the time. Before 4 o'clock, we were very aware of 4 o'clock. They came to me telling me about a helicopter in the distance. Someone came to me and told me about some kind of bomb squad and some kind of armored tank and armored vehicle in Central Park on 110th Street behind the stage. Somebody came to me and told me about the riot horse squad. They use horses because of the height of the horses, because of the size of the horse's muscles and the strength of the horse. And they train the horses by moving the horse a certain way with the sweep of the horse's body. Horses can take down 20 and 25 or 30 people or more at one time. They told me about a major contingent, a major riot contingent behind the stage in full riot gear. I went to the back and looked out of the back. I couldn't see all the way to 110th Street. I had to take their word about whatever armed vehicles or bomb tanks or squads that were there. I looked and saw the paddy wagons backed up to the stage, and they opened the doors wide as if to say, we're going to fill these paddy wagons up with some niggas here today. Then I heard that they had barges out on the East River that were to be detention or holding centers, and that they intend to hold some underground in the subway as it was closed down, as Brother Steve Coakley has pointed out and given us evidence of. So when I heard all of this, I did not, as God is my witness and the ancestors are my witness, including my mother and father and all, I did not intend to speak at all. I didn't get up there to give an address. I didn't give up to give a keynote speech. I got up to take charge as a soldier, as a general, to take charge of what was going on. Immediately I switched from former national spokesman training, former minister training, I switched back to supreme captain. All of my training in the Nation of Islam as a supreme captain, and my great teacher who has gone on to the realm of the Egun, or the ancestors, Captain Ali Rashid, all of their training kicked in right then. I knew how Captain Rashid would handle it. So much of him is still in me. And so immediately I said, I have to take charge. I thought about City College. I thought about how we had trampled and stampeded each other at City College in a panic. I thought about rap concerts where we had stampeded and trampled each other. and even killed each other. And so I said, that can't happen here today. And so when I took the mic, I opened, of course, in the name of God. I was happy that Sister Oyafumike of Sankofa, the star of Sankofa, had come up and told the devil she was going to juju them. She was going to voodoo them. And she poured libation and went into some Yoruba on them. I was happy that Professor James Small and the great Babaloi who was with him, how I could see as they released the salt that blew across the stage and out into the crowd when they did poured the libation and did the opening Yoruba session. And so the ancestors were with us. And so as God is my witness, something took hold of me. Another power took hold of me. When I went back and listened to that and looked at it over and over again, I couldn't have planned what I said the way I said it and hooked it up the way I said it, I don't think, in my real conscious mind with me in control. And so when I went to the podium, before I got there, you saw me hit the podium. I'm mad as hell that this beast is ready to attack. It was not going to be the million youth farce, as Malcolm called it, the farce on Washington. And some of you have attacked me, talking about Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King, when Dr. King went out, Dr. King had nonviolent marches. You a lie. Dr. King didn't have no nonviolent marches. Dr. King was the only one who was nonviolent. The white man was never nonviolent. They spilled their blood. They sick vicious dogs on them. Four-legged dogs sicked on them by even more vicious two-legged dogs. Water hoses were turned loose on our people. Cattle prods they used to drag them down the streets. Their blood was is still drenched in the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They beat the hell out of John Lewis there that day. Congressman John Lewis. Probably why he's so damn crazy today. That's right. Beat the hell out of John Lewis there. Let me finish. I thought about all of this. I said, this is a black power rally. We're not out here to sing no, we shall overcome. Hell no, we shall overrun. Not no lift every voice and sing. Hell no, lift every fist and swing. So I said to the youth, immediately I told them what was going on. I said, down the middle, they're lining up. They're lining up in the trenches. They're doing this. And if you can see around the stage in full riot gear, the riot troops are lining up. They are preparing. Then I went on to talk about in self-defense. In self-defense. Self-determination. You have a God-given right to defend yourselves. I didn't tell them to just go and jump on the cracker. But if I had told them to do that, God damn it, I still would have been right. But I didn't say that. I told them in self-defense. I said, look these bastards straight in the eyes. I wanted to steal the crowd. I wanted to remove any fear that was in the crowd. I wanted them to prepare right then to deal. We were pinned in like animals, like horses, like cows, like cattle. I turned to them. I said, decide right now where you are. Who will disconnect the barricades? Who will connect the rails? And if they attack you, disconnect the railing and get to beating the hell out of them when they attack you with the rail. And that's what they did too. I saw it on the news. They were whipping some police behind with those rails and barricades. I went on to say, hey, here's the cracker. He's not going to just shoot my people down in cold blood. No Soweto. No Tiananmen Square. That's square. I said, if you don't have your own gun, some of them have one gun, two guns, three guns, Some of them are shoulder holster. 1 gun, 2 guns, 3 guns. I said, if they attack you in self-defense, some of you running around, well, he was wrong. He shouldn't have told them to take the, Lord, he shouldn't have told them, Lord, have mercy, Lord, child, Lord, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. He shouldn't have told them to take them police's guns. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I said, if they come to take your life with those guns, I said, take their goddamn guns from them and use their guns on them. Now, what's wrong with that?